Biblically Centered Kids.
Happy Wednesday, kiddos! Thank you so much for listening to the Biblically Centered Kids podcast. I am so happy that you're here today. It is a great Wednesday today. My name is Miss Danika. Today is July 3rd, 2024. Do you remember what virtue we're learning this week? That's right. This week we're learning all about adoration, reverence, and holiness. Virtue A says, we adore and revere the one true and living God and pursue holiness with our entire being. We are going to jump right in today's activities because we're going to play a mashup of several quick games. First one up is Odd One Out. Because we're talking all about God and His character this week, we'll start with some attributes of God and then move into some other questions about some people in the Bible. So, it's your job to think about what is the odd one out from a short list I'll give you. Are you ready? Yeah! Here's some attributes of God: love, power, weakness, wisdom. Which one of those is the odd one out? Okay, I started off with a really easy one. Weakness is not an attribute of God. All right, what about these? Holy, jealous, kind, impatient. Well, we've already learned that God is holy this week, so which of the others is the odd one out? Well, He is kind, and He is actually jealous for our affection, so that means He is not impatient. Impatient means the opposite of patience, and we know that God is patience, so He cannot be the opposite. All right, what about these? Omniscient, omnivorous, omnipotent, omnipresent. If you've studied animals at all, you probably know that omnivores eat anything. So in this lineup, the odd one out is omnivores. However, if you think about each of these words, they all started with omni, which means all. I love these words when describing God. Omniscient means that He is all-knowing. Omnipotent means He is all-powerful. And omnipresent means He is always or all-present. Okay, here are some Bible characters. See if you know which ones are the odd one out. Moses, Noah, Peter, David. 3 of these are from the Old Testament, while 1 is from the New Testament. Can you guess who? That's right. Peter is from the New Testament. Okay. Mary, Martha, Ruth, Jezebel. Do you remember which of these women were really terrible and wicked? Jezebel. She was married to King Ahab, and they wound up leading the Israelites into idolatry and all sorts of sin. So we never want to be like Jezebel. Okay, so that was a really quick game. Let's move on to our second game. Our second game is going to be all about opposites. Again, as we continue to talk about God's character, it's so good to get to know Him and His essential virtues. We know that God is good and perfect and holy, so anything opposite of who He is wicked, imperfect, and unholy. So, as we go about our days, we can think about God's Son, Jesus Christ, and how He lived on earth to know how we should live and make choices. If we follow His example, we will more accurately reflect God to those around us. So, I'm going to give you some adjectives that do not describe God, and you'll give me the opposite, or the quality that actually does describe God. Are you ready? Yeah! Okay, the first one is unholy. So the opposite is holy. Of course you knew that. We've been learning about holiness for this week's virtue. Okay, number 2. Finite. infinite. That means that God is without beginning or end. He is eternal. All right, our third one, unjust. Just. He is fair and righteous in judgment. Okay, our fourth one, impatient. Patient. That's right. As we talked about just a little while ago, God is slow to anger and so patient with us. Number 5, foolish. Wise. God is full of wisdom and understanding. Okay, now we're going to switch into some fun opposites. So you just shout out the opposite of whatever word I give you. Are you ready? Wide. Narrow. Wet. Dry. Easy. Difficult. Strong. Weak. Full. Empty. Near. Far. Great job! And now for our third and final game today. I want to know what your favorite is. So I'm going to ask you a few questions and would love for you to shout out your answer. Are you ready? Number 1, what is your favorite day of the week and why? Mine is probably Sunday. I love going to church, and Mr. Johnny actually drums at our church, so it's always fun to listen to him during worship. I love to serve and help families check their kids into the kids service, and we usually just have a lazy Sunday afternoon and end it with some family time and dessert. However, we have other special nights and routines throughout the week, like our small group on Mondays or our Tuesday movie nights and other things. So honestly, I think I really just enjoy being with our family and making the most of each day together. All right, number 2, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? I think I could answer this in so many different ways. I just really love a good bowl of cereal. But I think my go-tos right now are either Honey Bunches of Oats or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yummy!
All right, number 3. What's your favorite kind of bug or insect? Right now, with it being summer, I really love lightning bugs. You might call them fireflies. We always find a few nights throughout the summer to catch them when it gets dark. Have you ever done that? I just find it so fascinating that God made a bug that can actually light up. How cool is that? All right, number 4. What is your favorite holiday? While I do love Christmas, I actually have really fond memories of the 4th of July from my childhood. So I'm excited to celebrate it tomorrow. Our neighborhood has a parade each year, and we usually grill out. And most often than not, I make a fruit pizza of our nation's flag. However, in just a few weeks, the Summer Olympics start, and I really celebrate that as well. All right, number 5, and our last question. Are you ready? What has been your favorite thing that you've drawn or created recently? Have you made a super cool Lego creation or drawn something that you're really proud of? What was it? Our kids have been doing a ton of both. Using your imagination is such a great way to get your brain thinking, and I love that God gave us the ability to create just like Him. Of course, not in the same way though. I can't make a new star appear in the sky, but I can create something to help solve a problem or make someone smile. Okay, well, that's the end of our games for today. I hope you enjoyed that fun mashup. Remember to pursue holiness, like this week's Virtue A says. I'm so proud of you for learning more about God and biblical virtue. I hope you'll join Mr. Jonny and I tomorrow for more fun and learning with our New Testament story. Until next time.